Yeah, let me actually just join. Um, it probably says Mochi, which is our recording bot. Yes, I see you here with me. Good morning, Tonya.
Hey, good morning. We are live on YouTube right now. Let me record the space on Headliner so I can cut up the snippets. Give me 2 seconds. We got 1 minute, so I should be done in 1 minute.
Can you hear me in the video test?
Hey, Geno. I don't hear you in Beam, but I hear you here in Twitter.
You're gonna have to use another phone because you can't be in 2 locations because you got to use the microphone. Okay, we're ready. I have the analytics running. No, not yet. Actually, I need to be co-host real quick. What else do I want? A free lunch. Good afternoon, everyone. That's Geno. Here we go.
What's going on, everybody? Just running into a few technical difficulties. Sorry about that, y'all. What's up? Everybody starting to come in here. All right. I don't know what's going on with the Beam thing here, but we're gonna try and figure it out. But
Can we tweet out the link for the Beam also and pin it to the nest so it can go with the conversation? And I'll tweet out some information about Beam that I find on the website.
all righty.
And we sound great on all social network. Just want to let everyone know.
Thank you.
And Tess, I'm so excited for you to be here. I've been like looking at your platform and my brain has not turned off. And poor Geno, I drive him crazy with these like questions. So I'm like, I'm going to get, when we have her on, I'm going to ask all my questions.
I wish that you can ask me at any time. But I'm glad that we're having this conversation today so everyone can hear your questions, which I'm sure many people share. And I'm happy to explain to all of us, what's possible.
All righty. Can you guys hear me? Am I good?
Yep, we're good.
All righty. Start this thing off like I normally do, introducing everybody to my lovely co-host Tonya. How you doing,
Good
Tonya?
afternoon. I'm doing great. I'm sitting here building, making content as fast as we create them. So again, I want to let everyone know this space is recorded, not just here. It's recorded on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter on my other account, and also it's recorded on an app called Headliner because I plan to cut up snippets and write blogs about it. So if we miss anything, just again, ask Tess any information. But I feel like Beem is just, oh my gosh, I'm so excited about this platform. Hi, Tess.
Hi, Tonya. Thank you so much. And I'm loving very much the title of this Twitter space, From Beem, Our New Home. When I first met Mihai, who is our CEO, we talked about the vision for Beem. We didn't like the word platform or things like that. We really wanted it to be more like a city, like a community where people build together and collaborate and coexist and kind of play off of each other's strengths. So I love the symbolism of Beem, our new home.
Absolutely. That's exactly what it is. The first person that put me on the Beam, I got to give her credit. She has helped us out so many different ways. She's such a beautiful person, such a talented filmmaker. She crypto. If it wasn't for her, you know, we wouldn't have even known what Beam was. That was the first thing she told us about in our very, very, very first film festival. And again, I like to give her credit for that. She's so awesome. What's going on, She Crypto?
Yes, She Crypto, thank you so much for this introduction and for spreading the good word. Um, tell us a little bit. I would love to hear, from you how you first discovered us and, what you're seeing as a kind of new world of possibilities as you've explored.
She's still a listener?
Yeah.
I just invited her. Maybe she's not in a good connection. So Tess, tell us about yourself. Like, tell us about you. Like, are you
Guys.
you a filmmaker?
There she goes.
Hi. Hey,
Hey,
Crypto.
Tonya.
How are
How you
you?
doing, girlfriend?
I'm just so happy you're here. Thank you for introducing us to Beam.
Oh, for sure. No worries. I mean, it definitely is going to be one of those, I think, pillars of like or utensil for filmmakers. So I'm happy to, share. And I think that that's what the space is about. It's about sharing. So for sure. So, Tess, what did you say now? You wanted to know.
How you discovered Beam? How you came across Beam?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I've been like exploring crypto for a minute now, and every now and again I would just do obligatory tweet about how I wanted like a NFT version of uh of uh of Netflix, you know. And so
Yeah.
I think I tagged it one day. This was a minute ago. And then I started hearing about like there's like a Discord thing for filmmakers. And I think I somehow I stumbled upon it through Blockbuster DAO and doing my due diligence with doing research with film, which is now called Film 3. So so I basically stumbled upon it on Twitter. And so that's how I found out about it. And then when I saw Cameron Dufitch on there, I thought, okay, well, cool. I don't want to do anything to like cheapen my film as far as like trying to sell break it up yet because we're so early. So then I just decided that I would just chill and then just watch everybody, and then like let people see the film. So yeah, I see Film Freakos in the building. What
What?
Film Freako, what
Colombiano.
So yeah, so that's pretty much like the deal. So anyway, I don't want to hog up any airspace. I'm glad everybody's doing their thing, and then people are getting their shine and their just due, because a lot of talented people, and I think there's power in numbers, and if people just kind of like wrangle each other and stick together and support each other's projects, I think we can really make a difference in the world and in film, period.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Hold on, we got a request here.
Yeah, I gave him the mic.
Freako. Yeah, Film Freako. Film Freako, what's happening? What's
Buenos
going on, my
dias.
brother?
Hey.
Buenos días. ¿Cómo están? Yeah, just I mean, I was not going to get into Twitter today because I'm about to start writing something, but I saw you guys. I wanted to hop on for a minute and show my support, and I'm so happy that Starseed and Beam, two of my favorite communities, are getting together. So just wanted to hop in and congratulate you and wish you the best on this new endeavor.
Yes, sir. We appreciate that.
Thank you.
Yeah, big things planned.
Absolutely. So Tonya, I know you asked me to share a little bit about myself, and I prefer to kind of say hi to the room, and so thank you for allowing us that organic greeting. But yes, happy to share a little bit more about my personal journey, and why I find Beam so powerful for where we're going. Should I go for it?
Yes, the mic is yours.
Okay. So I guess when I tell my story, I always like to include that, when I was growing up, I was very creative, and very emotional as a child. So theater was really like my first place that I felt like I belonged. And so in that experience, I always felt like I really want to be, if not the person performing, really the person defining what kind of stories get told, how we learn about points in history, and really being able to kind of share relevant, and sometimes controversial subject matters via story. But that being said, as I navigated developing my career, working in the arts felt like a luxury. And I quickly moved into marketing, where I did like massive product launches and brand campaigns for the likes of Activision, Toyota, Best Buy, and BlackBerry back when that was the thing. And tried to create that really powerful wow moment when you interact with a brand in a way that's just cool and engaging and connects with your lifestyle or persona. So that was definitely an incredible experience, and understanding sort of the relationship between somebody who's influential and their fans or their audience. We did the first ever massive Call of Duty launch for Modern Warfare 3, where there were 10,000 Call of Duty fans from all over the world, and it was like the first $1 million prize to ever be given away in esports. And we did these like live recreation of maps of the game, and you got to really see just how passionate fans can be, and how important that direct relationship with them is. So that was very influential to me. And then I ended up going to school and designing my own master's curriculum, because I had launched a mobile gaming company actually with my family. Wow. We had seen stuff like what was happening, as I was describing with Call of Duty, but all the new world of possibility with mobile games. So yeah, I went to school to study social innovation and new forms of storytelling at NYU, which is such a great institution for enabling sort of the synergy between business and creativity. And I have other legs of my journey, but I think that those are maybe the most relevant ones to what brought me to Beem. You know, some of the other legs of my journey are specifically working with nonprofits in helping them kind of message themselves and tell their story and create innovative partnerships across different sectors, right? And then I actually worked with, I got to finally kind of pursue my dream and work on documentary film for about 2 years, and was able to kind of like develop a bit of a mini agency name for myself, just as an independent consultant who worked with filmmakers on everything from fundraising to branding for the marketing of a film, because it really is its own enterprise. You know, I think filmmakers are the most innovative entrepreneurs because you're starting a business, you're creating like a master's style project, and then you're also potentially starting a nonprofit, which is what I really took on with filmmakers, was like the creation of their impact campaign and what are the goals, what's the mission of that. But too often, all the money that is spent on producing a film, at the end of that, you're just exhausted. And so the cycle of distribution and even thinking about, you know, oh, I made this film, which is such a powerful story about mental health. Like I want to enable my viewers who have that emotional connection to take easy steps that will translate into tangible action. Um, so I kind of came in at that phase when filmmakers were really, you know, uh, finally getting out of the production phase and moving into post production and working on how do I package this? How do I have meaningful conversations around these subject matters? And how can I translate into impact action if that is a goal? So all of these experiences, needless to say, I do think that although my career has been a bit nonlinear, it's all kind of fed into this moment, which is all about collaborating and finding opportunities for creators to work together to, you know, be in charge of their own destiny around a piece of content and how that lives in the world. Um, and and hopefully also like be able to sustain a proper living doing so, because the most important stories of our day um, are all too often not seeing the light because you know, there was already a veterans film in that film festival that year, or there was already you know, something that won for conversations about race last year. So not this year, kids, you know. um, so I think that the world will change when creators truly feel that they are able to create exactly the story that their audiences want and that they want to share.
How inspirational was that? That's awesome.
Thanks.
I think
That's
you caught
awesome.
me when you start talking about gaming and Fortnite. I was like, oh my god! I met another woman who got into this in earlier. I'm not a gamer. I'm just
I'm
a
a big
marketer, but I
gamer.
get obsessed with gaming. Like mobile gaming was like I was predicting this, and now here it is today. And you can see we watch a Halo, the game Halo. They have a
Yeah.
show now. We watch it. I'm obsessed.
The film is amazing.
Amazing.
On the Paramount app, they did such a great job. Like with the costumes and everything. Like it is really amazing. And
I
I'm
haven't
glad it's
seen that
episodic.
yet. I will have to.
Yeah, it's on the Paramount app. I think
Paramount
the new
Plus.
episode
Got it.
the new episode should be coming out soon, but it's amazing. They did the game justice. I'm a huge gamer, so a lot of the video games that go to film, some of them aren't too good. But the last one that I really liked was the Hitman movie. They did a great job on the Hitman movie, and of course this Halo movie. So yeah,
Cool.
proud of those guys. I forget the director's name. I tried to look him up on Twitter, but I don't think he has an account.
All kinds of great actually films and documentaries happening about what's happening in the gaming space for sure. And I gotta say, my network from being in that era of that time, you know, there's somebody that I worked with called Fwiz, and now I think he just started a role as head of Polygon Studios or something like that. And he was really
Wow.
responsible for growing YouTube gaming. And, that's just like somebody we had as an MC for an event. And so it's been powerful to see kind of people who were there early on really take leadership positions as the gaming industry has evolved.
hmm I actually, with me being a gamer, um, I see actually the gaming industry and the film industry merging,
Absolutely.
um,
Hmm.
and producing like a totally different type of entertainment because they're already starting to do the interactive movies. What is
Yep.
it? Interactive movie? That's just basically a video game with live action footage. Um, and the video games, a lot of these, like the cut scenes, a lot of these like are huge productions. Like if you take out
Absolutely.
the video gameplay and just piece together all of the cut scenes, they're movies. So I really
Yeah.
see, you know, within the next 10, maybe 15 years, something new being born from video games and
Yep.
film. I don't know if you guys had a chance to try the Oculus, but that's a whole different, amazing experience. And they're starting to tie gaming and film into the Oculus, the VR world. So I see all that being tied together, and I want to have my hands on all of
And you will.
it. It's so
um,
awesome.
yeah.
Tess, let's talk about Beam. Like, when did Beam start? And I mean, I just really, to be honest with you, She Crypto's the only one that, like, she's the one that gave me, I'm obsessed with all new things that are happening, but I didn't know about you guys until She Crypto popped in and started talking to us about it.
Yeah, amazing. So Beam actually started as a white paper, really, that was written by the co-founders Mihai and Cyprian. I think that they met at a conference in Mexico City, and Cyprian was really focused on blockchain, and Mihai was, a veteran of the media and entertainment industry of 20 years. He developed a company called Gloria, which was essentially like a European version of what early Netflix did. Um, and then he developed a content aggregator, which sold to, or licensed content rather to like the likes of Tigo and other distribution partners, mostly in Latin America. So the two of them met and had this vision of a video ecosystem where fans and content creators were very closely linked. And they wrote this white paper, which they imagined would be kind of over the course of 10 years. Um, Obviously, this was pre-pandemic, and a lot of things accelerated. But also, what they imagined would take a much longer time for people to pick up on the power of Web3 has really expedited, as you all know. So they started working on Beam really as like, okay, if we got to meet people where they're at, let's develop some initial tools around this social experience around watching a film or watching a piece of content. Um, and so we started with the co-watch experience, which hopefully some of you will come join us in our in our link here. Then you can see us. I want to do more Twitter Spaces and podcasts and things like that that are conventionally, audio only, including some video. So this interactive live event feature, we really started launching and working with creators around refining in November 2020. So I joined that October. I was also working on some documentary projects at the time, and then transitioned more full time in early 2021. And all of last year was really, understanding what the needs of the market are, and working with different types of creators on variations of events, refining our product roadmap with our team about what should be prioritized. And slowly we've integrated some Web3 features like token gated events. And soon we're adding in things like real-time payment stream, where it's really an innovation on the ticketing model. So, users could pay, a la carte, right, for various events or specific pieces of content. They could pay via like a subscription by buying an NFT, which gives them access to certain groupings of content. Or they could just pay by the microsecond, right, as they're watching a stream. And let's say it's a hour-long comedy show, and you want to leave after the first comedian. You only pay for what you watch, and that directly translates to the creator's wallet. So many options there, and I think that's kind of part of the idea, is to provide all the value and multiple ways of earning revenue. And then of course you can get tips and donations, during a live event. So hopefully, this opportunity gives that direct relationship between the creators and their fans. And I find that fans are actually really eager to support their creators directly, which is why I love what Patreon does. But at the same time, Patreon is a bit of like a subscription model. So you get charged every month or you donate every month. And I think that the same issue exists in the nonprofit space, right? But then you can only support so many creators. You can't really have that variation and kind of pop around. And so that's the idea with Beem's monetization thought process.
So, and I asked Geno this, and he was like, we have to ask her. So, I'm into promoting music, but my promotion from our NFT musician was more of storytelling about their story, their process, and it's based on 2 of their songs. And so if I was to do, because I'm planning to do it on Twitter Spaces. I did it before, and we ran lunch ads, and it was fun. It was a lot of fun, and I'm doing it just to see the content and be able to raise the community in itself, especially for musicians, NFT musicians. Mm-hmm. Could I not be able to host a live music, like you're doing video? Yeah, from the live stream. Can I do that and feature the artist and like do a Twitter Spaces, just kind of like introduce the artist and come listen to them, and then have an event inside of Beem and create my swag bags that way? I'm asking because I'm obsessed with swag bag. I don't go anywhere unless there's a swag bag. Full disclaimer. I don't know about you guys, but when I hear swag, I'm like, I'm there. How much is the ticket? I don't even care, because usually the swags are better than the ticket price. So I'm, and I'm reaching out to companies already. I actually just emailed the operational director of Fort Lauderdale Film Festival. I sponsored their social media film festival in 2015. So, and I've helped them over the year, whatever they needed, I just tell them the information. But I'm asking them to, see if because I want to be sponsoring something for them again, but doing social audio. But I'm like pitching your platform because I really, it has all the bling plus the simplicity that is an app that people can like download, and they can create like you could have a private showing. And I
Yeah.
would love, I got upset about this when I saw that guy, that YouTuber that started boxing. His name's Logan. I don't
Mm.
freaking. He did that whole boxing thing. He boxed with this boxer, and they sold tickets, but they actually sold tokens. But then they also did something where you got a swag, but then your swag bag, but then it had a like you paid for the actually key to the stream, and then you get a swag bag shipped to you. And then on the day of the event, everybody that you invited to your party to watch the stream gets the hat, the shirt, the t-shirt, like all whatever. Like, couldn't your platform be able to provide that? I mean, that ability?
Yeah. And actually, I'm glad you bring up like merch. um, so we're soon integrating with Shopify, so you'd be able to kind of, list your merchandise or whatnot. Where we currently have the donation tool and the tipping tool. So you'd be able to have kind of, hey, like come in, tip these artists, or do you want to support them by buying some of the merch? Or it can of course be free and people can just like add it to their cart. So yeah, excited for that, and cool to hear a little bit about your experience with you said Fort Lauderdale Film Festival, correct?
Yeah, it's called FLIFF, FLIFF, Fort Lauderdale International Film Festival. It's been going on like they're on their, let's see, 32nd. It was 32nd in 2015. So it's 7 years. So they're almost, I think they're going on their 40th maybe, or 39th.
Amazing.
Yeah, so I'm gonna try to get them to come on a space with us, but also experience Beam, because I feel like a lot of times organization like that don't realize some of the channels that they can reach out to, and the fact that they can get their, because you either the way that it works is they have sponsors, like you can buy sponsorship into the film festival, so it gets you so much. So I think adding an app to a film festival where the film festival doesn't have to spend the money on it, because it's expensive to build an app. I'm sorry, but it's just crazy.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can dream all you want, but it's just expensive and it takes a lot of time. And if you're a film festival, you're only good for that year. So you gotta like have as much hoopla and have as much conversation. And sometimes people they don't have the budget either to run ads, because I was helping them with their social media. So I've been saying social audio, going on different platforms, learning about the blockchain. But speaking of blockchain, the person who really turned me on about blockchain and live streaming and really podcasting is ePodcaster right here. This is the woman that you want to know anything. She's very much a web. I'm trying to get her up here, but she's probably busy. But I'm going to be interviewed by her. She's co-hosting a space at 6 p.m. So I'll be part of it. But yeah, so like I said, she's part of the Web 3.1. Chris here, and Christy is doing it. Oh, there she is. She'll tell us more. But I'm just saying, I would love to see a whole Web 3 South by Southwest adventure with Beam and all these different creators and all the different types of swag. I just want to be involved in the swag and the obtain of the swag. So I'm the one that's really good at this, and I make that incredible sponsorship deck. And like people be like, "Yeah, I want to be part of this." So hi, Jennifer.
Hey, everybody! I was cooking breakfast, and I told my son, "Take over. I've got to go on the mic." This is such good conversation, because as I'm hearing about Beam, which I've never heard of before, and I'm super thrilled that Tonya, you're featuring this, because in my mind, this is very similar to what us podcasters look at as the podcasting 2.0 space for the value for value model. And the value for value model is where you listen to podcasts or watch, videos, because there are bands that are starting to put their stuff on there as well. And you can stream Satoshis, which is very much like what you were talking about, where you can give per the time watched, per minute listened. And you can also boost Satoshis, meaning you can send what they call a boostagram. And the boostagram is both the boost of Satoshis, 500, 1,000, 2,000, whatever you want to send at a particular moment within the podcast that you're listening to. Plus, you can send a message to the creator, to the podcaster. And it's a really nice way to kind of learn what your audience thinks in real time per episode. And they're also doing live tagging, and they also have the cross app comments. And these are all for podcasting apps that are in the podcasting 2.0 space, which is not Apple, it isn't Spotify, it's newpodcastapps.com. But this thing that you're doing with Beam seems like it's actually event specific, and I absolutely love what I'm hearing, and I cannot wait to go and dig in and learn more, because as someone who does podcasting and virtual events and all kinds of things, something like this is going to be really helpful, because the ability for individuals to reward creators in a way that cuts out the middleman, per se, not to say that there might not be micro transaction costs, but where there's not someone taking 10%, 30%, whatever, 50%, that there's more of a direct connection. I'm a big fan of this, and Web3 is a great space for this to happen, because of the fact that you get rewarded in Web3. If you're creating content on the blockchain, if you're podcasting, blogging, doing video, live streaming, whatever you're doing, if it's happening on the blockchain, the reward is both ways. The person who's creating the content gets rewarded by people who engage with it. If they upvote it and if they share and they comment, there's a reward system for that. But the reward system isn't one way. The reward system also comes back to those people who engage with the content, because they're called curators, content curators, and they get a
Mhm.
piece of that pie too. And so it's this wonderful circle of
Yes.
everyone winning.
Absolutely. I think that that was what really struck me the most, when I started imagining what could happen with Beam, what could be possible. Um, I was like, uh, the beauty of this is, this revenue share model, and kind of the ability to have intelligent tracking of who should be compensated for developing this value, is just profound. So yeah, thank you. You said that very eloquently.
And with
So glad
Tonya,
you're here. Oh my God. That you just like you showing up, Jennifer. I was like, oh my gosh, it's just a perfect person to like really like explain further into the blockchain and the things we can do. And I see Beam as such an incredible platform, besides just for new filmmakers, but really just as part of, I'm going to suggest it for women communication, the national, because they're trying to come up with different sponsorship program, and hosting an event on Beam would be like an incredible sponsorship program for any nonprofit, to really explain their story, and also like use it as like a pre, post, and during cheerleading events, when you have a cocktail party, you have a
Exactly.
private cocktail party. That's what this is.
Yeah. Yeah. Pretty much.
with Tanya bringing up the film festival, the Fort Lauderdale, there's also the Atlanta Film Festival here on April 21st.
Oh
And that
man, I love
you
that
just
film
gave me,
festival.
ain't it awesome? I used to live right across the street from where they
Super,
would host on Ponce
super
de Leon
amazing.
every year. And I would go over there and just sit and dream like, oh man, one day I want to be a part of this. But this is what I was going to say. Um, with
Let's
her
write a
bringing
blog
that,
about it, and invite them to come on space and talk to them about it. Because I
yeah,
think that's a really nice inner story, and it'd be really cool for, especially with the website, I can blog about it and then really feature them, and they'll love all this stuff. Especially they're probably not even using Twitter Spaces, and there'd be a great opportunity for them to experience Twitter Spaces and also experience Beam actually.
absolutely. And what we can do, um, Starseed and Beam, the virtual film festival, we could hit these companies up and say, hey, let us organize your virtual film festival. You see what I'm saying? We could turn the actual virtual
Yeah,
film festival into an extension of a film festival.
absolutely. Yeah.
Sundance, let us, coordinate your virtual film festival.
Yeah.
Cannes, let us organize your virtual film festival.
So,
That will
I
be
mean,
huge.
I think that what's happening is that they are organizing a virtual film festival. And I think what we saw with South by was really interesting, actually. They sold a pass that was like, hey, if you missed South by in person, here are all of the recordings that we took from the live events. And if you want to buy that pass, it's like $150 to watch everything that happened at the festival.
Mm,
Um, so that's recorded in that way. But I think being able to offer more than just like recording what's happening in person, right? Kind
right.
of curating this experience, which can, like you were saying, happen before, during, and after um, the rest of the festival, but making it its own thing in a way where
Mm.
is really about that direct connection. Because even if you're at a film festival in person, like you see something really powerful, you have to then go wait in line to talk to that filmmaker after their premiere or their showing. And really, like, you don't get to tell them in that moment where you related to a character or a experience being shown on screen. This is powerful to me because I lived this, or something of that nature. They don't get that immediate feedback the way that you get here on Beam. You see like people's inner thoughts as you're watching a piece of content together. And
Absolutely. And remember that feeling and how awesome it was when the Flinch premiere, how everybody was communicating in the chat. That was an awesome feeling. Elena, when Film Frico premiered Elena, that feeling that you got when we all watched it together, when she when she screened Legal Threat, that feeling of camaraderie and people being able to speak back and forth and ask questions to the filmmaker in real time. That's something that we can definitely provide. We have that machine, so I think it would be awesome for us to, us to do that.
yeah, absolutely.
So all film festivals have memberships, so it's a great way for film festivals to only give it to their members first, give that exclusivity, and then maybe right before the actual film festival, they can include the mass, where they can create another program out of it. Because really, if you do it correctly, especially during a film festival, there's so many different films. I mean, when I had to cover one, it was like incredible but hectic because I had a lot of people working for me at the same time. It wasn't just me, it was like a whole bunch of different people covering different film and had to like take pictures and post it. And we had these at the time in 2015, I created the Instagram board. At the time, no one was doing it, so I was like walking around this Instagram board. I had everybody walking around taking pictures of it. But I feel like this also gives the film festival another tool to offer for each filmmakers to host their own events on Beam, and they can even do a social audio on Twitter Spaces. But it's the kind of conversation most people will remember years and years later, even while they rewatch the same film over and over and over, because they experienced it first. I don't know about you guys, but when I sit in a film festival and watch how these people just like, I sat and watched Michael Moore talk, and all these people like stood in line around, right outside the door, all around, waiting to talk to him after watching his film, and it was incredible. That feeling in the whole theater, and there was a lot of people in there. So I can imagine this happening in Beam, but in such a quick, real time moment. So this would be a great opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, you host these events on Beam. They're recorded, and then they can be put up on the video on demand capability. So, a film festival can have their own branded space. I didn't really get into that yet, but it's very much the direction we're leaning, which is, as a creator, you have a couple different options. You can either create an event for free for your community that is just either private or public on our homepage, or you can set a ticket price, and it can just kind of be like that. And a ticketed event, we take 15%. So, and that includes all transaction costs. So let's say it's a $10 event, we would keep $1.50, and then the creator would keep $8.50. So in addition to that, though, what I was going into, which is that for each creator or brand that we work with, there's an option to set up your own branded space. So it can be a URL that you own, or it can be a subdomain of Beam, and it can have your own brand colors, brand font, look and feel, and then you organize it by categories of the content. So it could be, just as simple as upcoming events, or it could be documentary premieres or something like that. And then you have other stripes like you would see on a Netflix or an iTunes, that categorize the pre-recorded content, and you can watch that in your own time. And then the creators get the records of all of these chats and the recordings of the screenings, and that's really valuable data to go from there.
It really is. It really is.
I'm all excited. I'm like going, let me go check out everything now. But I have at 1 p.m. I have to jump into a women in communication chapter leader call. But I like us connecting was just, it was meant to be, because I needed to pitch, not pitch, but in communication we call it pitch, because I'm trying to get people to see my way of a certain project. So like this year we're gearing up for our conference, which is a huge thing for us. We're like we're over 100-year-old organization. But I always try to show South Florida as the tech hub, because everyone are very wrapped into communication like the traditional way too. But I like to look outside the box and like just try to bring everything online, offline, virtual, AR, VR, XR, all of the above. And I would love to be able to introduce you to my national when I talk to them about it. Thank you, Jennifer, for being here. I appreciate you. Yeah, Tess, I want to introduce you to my national, because I really think that maybe adding Beem to part of our programming in October would be kind of cool too at the same time, because I already told them about Run the World. I was with Run the World like when they first launched. They were like the only company that reached out to me in 2020, but the hops took forever. By the time they connected to me, I already knew everything about each platform already, so it was too late. But I see your platform as something much more refreshing, and it's already your cost factor is not that much. Do you offer anything special for nonprofits?
Yeah. So I mean, so far we've really just been kind of fronting the cost of that on our end, just being like, hey, we want to support you. This is meaningful to us. But I think we'll come up with a new pricing model specifically for nonprofits that'll be distinct from the $99 a month. The question I would have though is like, I think of independent filmmakers very much as like a social mission that I want to support. So I don't know. I think having different layers of accessibility around our pricing is important.
Yeah, because there's a lot of nonprofit organization from filmmakers too that can like utilize your platform just to figure what they're doing.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the cost of the branded space is one thing, but the other is the percentage that we take off of tickets. So I think we would probably be able to just have a much more accessible percentage of what we take to cover our costs, basically.
I also have my friend Charles who's in a space who like, oh my gosh, Geno, I sat in his space, 2 spaces. His first space, I was like, holy cow, he has like almost 600 people and it's not even an hour in Clubhouse. And then he hosts and credits, but then I just sat in on Sunday and I live streamed that, and that was incredible. Dr. Pelvis was incredible. I mean, so Charles, if you'd like to come up and say hi, I want to see Charles bring something like this to Beem, because Charles is an incredible host, but he's also an excellent communicator. Wait till you hear what he sounds. He probably can't talk right now. I'm like, selling him right now, but he is so incredible. I'm telling you. But that's it's great that he's here, because I'm kind of curious. I'm gonna get all my friends to try out your platform, because like I feel like the next film that I'm gonna be not working with, but I'm gonna be featuring at my church. I'm part of a longevity group, so it's called Longevity Hackers. Have you heard of it?
I haven't
heard of it. My girlfriend just called me and I answered. Oh my god. Yeah, I want to see if I can host something on This is, and then there's so many futurists and longevity people from all over the world that, you know, don't know much about this. And I told them I'm going to provide a press release, and I'd love for them to do something with you. That would be really cool if everyone could meet there.
Amazing. Yeah. No, I think what's really cool about Beam is it's really for all different kinds of communities. Everything from a church to, you know, a museum, to a brand. And so, yeah, I love that. Because why can't things like church be entertainment also, and be fun and engaging in this way?
I saw that earlier doing my research on Beam, and I was like, yo, Beam is the future um, in so many aspects. And I was talking to Tess via text. No, or was it it might have been the phone call, the very first phone call we had. And I was like, we were talking about some of the different events Beam would be able to do. We were talking about the Super Bowl or like the NBA finals, like have actual licensed watch parties, or, you know, stuff like that. That's where I see Beam going. Sky's the limit. I really think Beam is the future. I'm super, super stoked to be a part of such an awesome brand and app. So yeah, I do see it
Oh man, that means
being
so much.
available to so many different. Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, I mean, I think when you're building something, it's really just important to kind of take moments to zoom out and see the long-term vision, right? And um, it's going to take a lot of baby steps along the way. But I'm definitely feeling a bit of a critical mass, and I love that how we're kind of becoming who we are in the world is very much being in collaboration and inspired by all of our creators who are our early adapters. But so many opportunities to evolve.
Oh yeah, this is like incredible. This is the creator's dream right now we're living in. But since we're here, I have Charles up here. Charles, thank you for grabbing the mic. Oh my gosh, I feel like this should be your next home.
Thank you, Tonya. I just see a space that you're part of, and I definitely just pop in. And it was a good call because I'm learning a lot about film festivals and just new trends in the film industry, getting to meet exceptional people. Thank you to the main host for doing this. I appreciate being in this space, and this is definitely a good space. Nice to meet you all.
Nice to meet you, brother.
Thank you, Charles.
We have Viva in the building. We featured them on our film festival. I think they were the third guest. Shout out to them. We also have Stalker movie guys in the building. They're going to be on a film festival. I think it's 2 weeks from now. So yeah, we're excited about that one. What's going on, guys?
Does anybody have a question for me? I would love to, kind of hear about other creators in this room who are thinking through problems, and, ideally it's something on our roadmap.
Let's go ahead and open up the room for questions. Anybody have any questions for Tess?
Yeah, I gave everyone mics, so if you want to grab it, you're welcome to. Love to hear what your thoughts are. And because we have about 9 minutes left, I wanted just to make sure we give everyone the mic.
Awesome.
I think they're all excited downloading the app because I think this the key aspect of it about this. Apps are so important to our lives, especially because we use it all the time. But to be able to get together and with your friends, or just to watch a movie, or someone's showing a movie, or if there's an event. So yeah, I'm checking out your calendar, and I'm looking at all the different things what's going on. So excited about this whole project. And so we didn't get a chance to talk a little bit more about tokens and blockchains. Can we talk a little bit about that before we end the space? I just want to know more.
Yeah.
You mentioned
Tokens and
tokenizing some
blockchain.
of the events.
Yeah. So I mean, so as a mentality, we are definitely focused on kind of being, I guess you could say, like blockchain agnostic or kind of like multi-chain. But we also, know that NFTs are very useful functionally for organizing communities and content rights and things like that. So the token gating, as I was saying, was implemented in December, and so it's newer, but we're seeing people start to use it more and more. And my friend Mel, who's actually here in the audience with us, he's involved in a pretty significant DAO with all these kind of governance rules and different groups of participants and engagement. So to be able to have meetings that are actually token gated, where you don't have to sit there on Zoom and being like, yes, I accept these people. Yes, I accept these people. But just kind of have the people who are supposed to be there be able to enter freely. And then, have those sessions be recorded and they can be watched by the appropriate people that have that access point. So I think it can be very useful as a utility tool. And I guess I'm excited to see more and more people implement it.
That's great. Yeah, I love for Mel to come up here and say hi.
Me too. We'll see.
Who was that?
Mel. There's Mel. Hi, Ariel. Ariel's popping in
Hi,
too, real quick.
just
Hi,
want to
Mel.
say hi.
Hi, how is everyone? Sorry, I heard Tess speaking about possible use cases, and the thing that I've just wanted to say is I've seen absolutely everyone that's heard about Beam basically relate to it in this way that I feel like I have for my organization, to say, wow, I could see this being just incredibly useful for us, but from an automation perspective, just in terms of really connecting, and I think that's kind of what it's about, like that direct connection with users in just a way more streamlined way, so that that digital experience really kind of mimics the physical way more closely, to just have everybody show up and say, hey, okay, all the right people are here. We don't really have to think about that this is a gated event, but it is, right? We need to have that level of granularity and then to be able to allow people, just the right people, effectively, to have that access and to be able to watch that content, if they need to again, or even to bring in new people and give them access to old content that would be relevant, is just incredibly powerful. So, but I have seen just so many people relate to this product in a really positive way. So really cool stuff, and just really happy that this exists in the as a solution for us.
Thank you for
Appreciate that, Mel.
sharing. Oh my gosh, that's incredible. Thank you. Hi, Ariel.
Hi guys, yeah. So film festival sounds awesome. So just to fill me in on what kind of films and where and how and everything.
Well, Ariel lives in LA and he's probably walking. He's exercising. What time is it right now? 12:56. He's a friend of mine on early days of Spaces. So that's how we met, and he's an incredible host, space host. So today we're featuring an app called Beam. You can go to beam.xyz to check out what it is. But it features a lot of filmmakers who are getting into NFT and talking about the blockchain. So every Wednesday I do this with Geno, who is the founder of Starseed Film and Music. So I'm just here helping out, learning
They
a lot.
also stream movies like Netflix and stuff like that, where you could watch movies with people. So it's really dope. I think that the future of filmmaking, as well as streamings, and we're partnered with them to do the virtual film festival every week. And
Nice.
we also talked about possibly organizing the virtual film festivals for other film festivals, such as, Sundance, Atlanta Film Festival, Fort Lauderdale Film Festival. Hopefully, we could get that to happen. But
Sounds good.
basically,
Just let anyone know if there's ever a need for an announcer or voice actor. I'm open.
awesome. I will keep that in mind, brother. Thank you for stopping by.
100%.
And what I like to do every week, we have 3 minutes left. I appreciate everybody for coming out. Tess, we appreciate you so much. I'm so amped and excited to see what we bring to the world, what we continue to work on. Thank you for the opportunity. Tonya, thank you for the opportunity, my lovely co-host. And every week we give our guests the golden ticket. We induct them into the Starseed Hall of Fame, but I was unable to. It's not done yet because the girl that creates our golden tickets, she's in Sri Lanka, and I think all of India is under a power outage. So I will be able to post that later today, but unfortunately I can't do it right now. But you guys are in the Starseed Hall of Fame.
Wow.
Mouthful.
Amazing.
And yeah, so that
Awesome.
was it. It was another awesome space, guys.
Thank you
Thanks
so
for
much for
everybody
having
coming out.
One.
Yes,
me.
yes.
And I'm excited to participate in more of these on a weekly basis. Please do invite me as a listener, and
Absolutely.
I'll be with you in this journey.
Absolutely. All right, guys. Thank you all for coming out. Tanya, would you like to say anything?
No, I think everybody have a great time, and make sure you download the app. I want to like start using it and do some events, and just it'd be fun. Just sit around and connect with each other in a real much more intimate way. We can watch a movie and then we can just share our thoughts. It's really cool. I really enjoyed it when I was in there for She Crypto. So I love to host more events like that.
Yeah, amazing. And it can be showing a film, or it can just be like a town hall gathering. So please use it in all the different ways. And of course, message me anytime you have questions or you just want to brainstorm. I love what I love about my job is that it just feels like being able to be creative with people all day long. So please do use me as a trusted ally and ask as many questions as you have.
Yes, 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 yes. All right, guys. We'll see y'all next Wednesday for another virtual film festival. Take care of everybody.
Bye,
Take care, everybody.
everyone. See ya.
Peace out. See you, Tess.
Thank you.
Bye, Tess. Bye, Geno.
Bye bye, Tanya.